Hello and welcome to this weather update. It's March 12th, 2018, and we're going to go ahead and look at what's going to be happening with this third nor'easter that's going to affect the area. Third nor'easter in 10 days. The good news is it's turning a little more east, so folks in Nassau County, New York City, New Jersey shouldn't be hit too hard, but as you can see according to this map, Suffolk County is in a winter storm warning, as well as most of Connecticut, almost all of Connecticut actually. So let's go ahead and look at the latest briefing on this storm. So winter storm tonight into Tuesday, and this briefing was at 5:30 this morning. The winter storm watches have been upgraded to warnings for southern Connecticut, Suffolk County. Winter weather advisories everywhere elsewhere, and the gale watches have been upgraded to gale warnings. All right. So the main points here: we get the heavy wet snow of 5 to 10 inches. Possible highest east, snowfall rates of up to 1 to 2 inches per hour, visibility of a quarter mile or less, and difficult travel for Tuesday morning commute. All right, and this is for Long Island, southern Connecticut. All right, heaviest snow will be midnight through Tuesday morning. And as far as the other areas, it'll be wet snowfall of 2 to 4 inches possible. Visibility is down to half a mile and slippery travel for Tuesday morning commute. And this is for northeast New Jersey, New York City, and lower Hudson Valley. And strong winds, 20 to 30 miles an hour with gusts to 40 scattered down trees and power lines due to heavy wet snow and winds. And again, it's this heavy wet snow. Those impacts should be confined just to the eastern part of Long Island and southeastern Connecticut. On the marine, we got wind gusts, so not a good day to be out on the water. And coastal, there should be minor coastal flooding. However, because of the track of the storm, it shouldn't be as bad as the other two as far as the coastal flooding goes. So greatest impacts, significant heavy snow for the eastern part of Suffolk County. All right, so we're going to look at the latest snowfall map from the Weather Service. This is just more of the rest of this briefing, but we're going to look at the latest because this was as of 5:30 this morning when they put this briefing together. So again, there's an uncertainty because of the track, and again, there's a summary of what's going to happen. So let's go ahead now and look at the Weather Service's snowfall map. All right, so this is the snowfall map here for Long Island from the Weather Service. I'm actually probably not even going to make my own at this point. Well, I should make my own because, yeah, I have some differences with them, I think, on it. So I guess I can make my own if I want. I will make my own. I usually do when there's a major nor'easter affecting the area. So you can see according to this map, lesser amounts as we go into New York City and higher amounts in Suffolk County. All right, so let's go ahead now and look at the New Jersey, the one out of Philadelphia, and see what their snowfall forecast is. And then we'll get to the models after I get to that. So this is the New Jersey offices. I'm sorry, Philadelphia, Mount Holly. Well, technically they are in New Jersey, Mount Holly, but this because it's weird the way it's split. It's really confusing because Upton has Long Island and parts of Northeast Jersey, but other parts of Jersey, most of Jersey is actually served by this office here in Mount Holly. So you can see winter weather advisories in effect for Ocean County and almost all New Jersey. And then if you go south and west of there, they're probably not going to get anything. So let's go ahead and look at their. So this is their snowfall from a forecast from Philadelphia. As you can see, very little, an inch or two at most in Ocean County and Toms River. Really, they need a break in New Jersey because like up here in this area here, they just got pounded with that heavy wet snow. It caused a lot of power outages. They're still recovering from it. So fortunately, the storm track is going further east, and when we look at the models, you'll see that the models have shifted further east. We're going to start off with the GFS and see how that storm track goes. All right, so you can see that it's keeping the heaviest stuff. The heaviest snow actually doesn't even get to Long Island. Maybe it touches the Forks, but it looks like it would be more on the Cape and southeastern New England that would get to see it. Boston is probably going to get hammered because the storm doesn't really start really strengthening until it gets southeast of Long Island, and that may be too late for a major snowfall for us. Of course, this is the GFS model. All right, and then we have some just unsettled weather behind the storm. So don't look for any sunny weather, unfortunately, behind the storm. Anyway, let's take a look and see what the total snowfall is with the GFS. Alright, so GFS total snowfall, and you can see that it looks like it has the eastern part of Suffolk County getting 6, 7, 8 inches maybe, and then further west just a couple inches in Nassau. So interesting though, it has like a little higher shading in Ocean County, like 4-inch shading there. But you can see the foot plus stuff is confined to New England, basically coastal New England. So that is the GFS, and if we go ahead and we look at the positive snow growth, because they probably could be mixing with rain, it's even less. So again, only New England would really get to see hammered, and Long Island could get off fairly with barely anything, according to this. Now, this is the GFS, notorious for predicting precipitation, precipitation fields. So I'd rather go with the NAM. Let's go right to the NAM's snowfall totals. Positive snow. Wow, the NAM has gone down a lot too. Look at that. The NAM only has in the positive snow growth not even more than 4 inches for the entirety of Long Island, and the heaviest snow is only confined to New England. So you can see the NAM is picking up on this. Let's see what the total snowfall is. And again, yeah, the NAM is really backed off on the snowfall for Long Island here, and so I think the Weather Service may actually be a little too bullish with the accumulation from this storm. All right, so let's see what the precipitation fields are on this. All right, we'll pack it up. All right, here's the storm approaching. The snow and mixed rain should start. I would say just start overspreading the area within the next couple of hours. We'll look at the radar too. And you can see here's the track of the storm. You can see it's taking it much further. Look at that elongated center too. That's interesting. But it's taking it much further south and east than it was yesterday. So it seems like the heavier snow would only be hitting Suffolk County, and that wouldn't even be the heavy. I would say maybe this could be an inch an hour snowfall rates, but the really heavy stuff seems to stay away from Long Island. There's agreement on both models from that the really heavy stuff would only come close maybe to Montauk and the Forks, and then the storm moves on. So that is what the NAM has. We're going to look at some other models now. Let's go ahead and look at the HRRR. That one's not available. Let's go ahead. Here's the HRRR. It doesn't go that far, but even the HRRR seems to be taking it further east and south. That's even further offshore than the NAM, it looks like. Wow. So that's the HRRR, and RGEM. Get the RGEM, which is a little messy, but we'll look at that too. Let's see the RGEM here. Actually, the RGEM has a little more rain over our area, and it is kind of warm out there. So I'm wondering if we're going to see rain tonight, and it just doesn't. It starts off as rain and then changes to snow as the night goes on into tomorrow morning. So the RGEM again has only the heavy bands really going over the eastern part of Suffolk County, and that's it. And we'll go ahead and look at because you got to check all the models to see, what they. And this is the other model, This is one of the newer ones, HRDPS model. All right. So let's take a look at this, and you can see it has a lot more rain mixed in. But it does have a little more heavy precipitation over eastern Suffolk County. And again, it's going to be heavy wet snow because of the borderline temperatures. But again, all the models seem to indicate that is this area here, coastal New England, Boston, the Cape, they're going to get hammered with the heavy wet snow. They're going to be a lot of damage and a lot of power outages there. But we may dodge a bullet here on Long Island. So now let's go ahead and look at the current radar. Okay, so this is the radar, and as you can see here, again, there's a lot more rain than we thought initially here. So you see it's raining over Jersey right now. Only starting to change the snow maybe over central parts of Jersey right now. As the column cools and as the night goes on, it will change over to snow. But it seems that there's a lot more rain involved than we originally anticipated. So temperatures are a little warmer maybe than we originally thought. But if we go ahead and look at this radar and then compare it to the NAM, switch back and forth here. It looks pretty close to what the NAM has. And so we have to say what model looks closest to what's going on now, and that's the best way we can determine which model is going to be the best model to go with here. Even though there seems to be a lot of agreement on the track, and the only GFS seems to be a mess. Though the GFS has not been, it's not good when it comes to these kind of coastal storms. It's better at being a long-range model than it is at dealing with these coastal storms. But anyway, let's compare it to the HRRR. All right, so HRRR also, that looks pretty close to the HRRR too as well. Actually, that's even closer. I wish I had more of the HRRR, but I think the HRRR is actually going to be one of the models that we're going to use here. It seems to be pretty close to what's going on. So let's see what the HRRR has for snowfall totals. I don't think I checked that. I forgot. I do apologize. But I did forget. Okay, so the HRRR has, again, see that east end area getting the foot, and then it's mainly just Suffolk County that would see the 6 to 8 inches. But of course, we got to go and we got to look at positive snow growth change, which is a little. When you switch it to this, it's a lot different. Looks a lot different, a lot less accumulation. So again, there's going to be mixing with rain. It might have trouble sticking due to the temperatures. They're in the low 40s right now. So anyway, I'm going to go to my own little snowfall forecast map that I'm going to put together here. All right. Okay, so this is going to be my snowfall forecast for the area here. So I think the Weather Service has been a little too high for Suffolk County. So I think there's going to be a big gradient, at least from what the models seem to say. It seems like the banding will set up from Riverhead on eastward. Any banding that seems to occur will probably set up from Riverhead on eastward. So this is where you're going to see the 6 to 8 inch totals. The higher amounts over 6 inches from the Riverhead area on east of there. All right, and then it's possible that Montauk may get into some of the heavier bands that are hitting. Montauk area, generally from anywhere from East Hampton on eastward, could get in from anywhere from 7 to 12 inches. There's a big variability because it depends on how much of it is going to stick. All right, there may be an issue with that again. So even though enough snow may fall to make a foot, the ground may be too warm for it to all accumulate as a foot. So it may be less than that, but it still could cause some damage with the trees. Luckily, Montauk does not have many hardwood forests. It's mostly pine forests, so probably the pitch pines are strong, and the trees are generally stunted. So I don't think there'll be too much of an impact with the power outages. Certainly not as much as we had in the last snow if this offshore track continues. The areas that'll get hit more by the power outages will be over here where it's going to get a foot or more of the heavy, wet snow. All right, but as we head west into the main part of Suffolk, central Suffolk, say anywhere from Riverhead on west to about the Sagatos, you're going to be looking at 4 to 6 inches of snow. All right. I really don't think the heavy snow is going to set up over this part of Suffolk. It's close enough to 6 inches that it warrants the winter storm warning. All right, which is why the Weather Service has the winter storm warning in effect. And then as we head west into Nassau County, Nassau is probably only going to see like around 3 inches. I don't think the impacts in Nassau are going to be that bad at all. They're already canceled. Nassau Community College canceled classes. I don't know if that's going to be necessary for tomorrow. I know some schools closed. In Nassau County, I don't really think it's going to get hit that hard. And the city's only going to get off with like an inch or two for most of the city. And again, because of the urban heat island effect, it's probably not even going to stick to the roads in the city. All right, it might not even stick to the roads in Nassau, but it could in parts of Nassau, east and northern parts, I guess. And then as we head into Jersey, coastal New Jersey, say Monmouth County and coastal Ocean County could still be in that 1 to 3 range because they stick out a little bit. So I'm thinking that enough of the back edge of the snow will get there that they're going to accumulate, again, a couple of inches perhaps. But I think that Toms River, the dividing line is going to be Toms River. As you go Toms River and west from Route 95, the Turnpike, it'll be an inch or less, barely anything. All right, probably Philadelphia is probably not going to get anything out of this. So that's what I think is going to happen with this storm. So we'll see how it plays out. But right now, it looks like we may dodge the bullet here on Long Island. Hopefully, that continues. We need a break from these storms, and this storm hopefully will go further east and spare most of the island a damaging snowfall. However, the interesting thing with this storm is, for the past couple of storms, it's been the east end that hasn't gotten the higher snow amounts. Well, this is going to be reversed. This time it'll be the east end, because the last storm, Riverhead and east, barely got any snowfall at all. Well, now they're going to be the ones that are going to get the more amount of snowfall. But I really don't think anywhere on Long Island is going to see a foot. I don't even think. The only areas that could see double-digit snowfall numbers are the extreme east end, particularly Montauk, and anywhere from East Hampton on east. That's a possibility, but I'm not saying it's written in stone. So that's it for this weather update. Be safe, and when the storm is over, I guess, or as the storm, depending on how the storm evolves, I don't really think I'll be out filming it. It's not going to be a very impressive storm for Nassau, and most of it's also going to occur overnight into the morning. So, just be careful if you're out there, especially Suffolk County. I think Suffolk County particularly will see the roadway accumulation, and the roads will probably be a little slippery over there. And again, further east toward Riverhead and on eastward is where the snow could get heavy at times. Anyway, that's it for this update. Take care.